everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. I'm coming at you today with a completely bare face because I've got a Beauty Bay haul and I'm wanting to put everything on that I have purchased. So we're going to be doing an unboxing and a try on first impression review. I have also got one of the new Beauty Crop mystery bundles to get into, so hopefully there's a few goodies in there that I want to apply today. But this is my box of goodies. I did go a little bit hard on the Black Friday savings that have started early, and I'm just going to dive into this box of goodies. So firstly, on the top here, I picked up some new eye brushes. Now I have loads of eye brushes, but I feel like the Beauty Bay ones are my favourite. So I got this set. It's the 12-piece eye brush set, and I think this came in a roll to, you know, keep your brushes safe, which is of course always handy. And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be doing gift guides this year. Let me know if you want to see gift guides. I'm more than happy to put something together. But if you are wanting ideas, I think you just can't go wrong with makeup brushes. Everybody generally always needs a few more because then you just don't have to wash them as often, do you? So this is what they look like. Ooh, they look really nice. So I just went for the white handles with the silvery metal bit, and I am very excited. I'm going to use these today. I have actually recently washed all of my brushes, but I'm going to use the new ones today. Then I also got one product from the new Mitchell skincare range. So this is the Watch Your Tone Skin Prep Toner. Now of course I forgot that I bought this. I've already done my skincare, but I will leave it down below what I think of this when I come to use it at the end of the day. I just love the packaging for these. It's so Mitchell. It's such a unique design. And then it's just got a spray. So would you just spray that directly onto your face? I would normally do a toner into a cotton pad. But I suppose I would just spray this straight onto my face, which, you know, I'm using less cotton rounds, so that's probably a great thing, but I will report back on that one. Then I also got the two new shades of the Beauty Bay liquid blushes. They had one that was a bright bubblegum pink, which is so my vibe. Yes, so we've got Bonbon and Sorbet. They look beautiful. Let me just open them up. Ooh, Sorbet looks like my perfect autumn shade. So that's Bonbon on the top and Sorbet on the bottom. I actually might use that Sorbet shade today, because that is my perfect autumn shade. Bonbon is definitely more spring summer to me, but I really like the Beauty Bay liquid blush formula. I have all of the other shades up here, just here. So very excited to have more of a deeper autumnal shade for this time of year. I absolutely love those. And then onto the mystery bundle, and I can tell you now it's not in a box, so if you don't want to see what is in the Beauty Crop mystery bundle number 2 from the Beauty Bay website, click off now. Thank you so much, it was lovely having you. But this is just in a clear plastic bag in the box here, and I don't want to spoil it for you. So I can see here that we have got some of my favourite lip oils. We've got a blush duo Wing Woman liquid eyeliner. Very excited about that. We've got an eyeshadow palette, the Vitamin Babe eyeshadow palette. We've got a huge makeup sponge, a lip crayon, and a powder brush. All of this for 30 something pounds. Oh yes, mystery bundle 2. It was mystery bundle 2 that I picked up. What I love about all of these mystery bundles is if you have 5 or 6 makeup loving humans in your life, you could get a few mystery bundles from a few different brands that you know that your humans will love, and you can like split them up, and it's a really great like cost effective way of getting quite a lot of products. Because for example, this would make a lovely gift. I would be absolutely thrilled if I got this as a gift, because firstly, who doesn't need a lip oil at this time of year? And secondly, I know that these are great. I have the one that's in like the blue packaging. It smells absolutely unreal. I keep it in my handbag that I take to work, and I'm constantly reapplying it. I think it's like a pH changing one, but I would be absolutely thrilled if somebody got me something like this. And then there's a blush which says Blush Duo, nourished with kale, aronia berry, pomegranate and papaya. So is this going to smell incredible as well? Doesn't have a scent. I don't mind that, but doesn't have a scent. That colour looks lovely. So it's like a cream. That is strange. That's a cream, and then the powder almost looks like a very dark highlight. Okay, oh, so the shade is Papaya Don't Preach. I like that. So I'm interested to see what this liquid eyeliner is going to look like. So this is the Wing Woman liquid eyeliner, nourished with licorice root and blackberry extract. I don't know what the benefit of something like that would be for a liner. Like, it's taking up such a small amount of space on your face. I don't really understand the concept of having like skincare in there. So it's just like a regular sort of felt tip that looks really easy to apply. The tip is very firm. The actual like applicator is very firm. So I will be applying that one today. Then there's also a lip crayon. So this is the Smoothie Stick lip crayon in the shade Peach Please. Ooh, and that colour is lovely. Oh my gosh, that's like my perfect nude. Okay, so that underneath one of those lip oils, that would be beautiful. That feels so nice and creamy as well. Like, can you see how lovely and like hydrating that is? I love. So let's get into this brush, because in the last mystery bundle that I got from the Beauty Crop, I got a concealer brush that I love. It's actually waiting to be washed at the minute, but that feels lovely. So this is the F203 powder brush. I would probably use that for blush. Like, I think that would be how I would use it. I love the ombre of the bristles, and that's really nice and soft. Definitely going to be using that today. I will also use the sponge, because I didn't want to do like my base and then in the mystery bundle there'd be like a primer or something, so I will use this sponge to apply all of my base products. So this is the Vitamin Babe microfiber sponge. Ooh, that's like velvety. I think a lot of people wouldn't like the texture of that on their skin. I think it'll be okay once I dampen it, but I can definitely see how some people wouldn't like that texture. I think that that'll be really great because it's got like a really nice big flat bottom. We love big flat bottoms on this channel, so I think once I dampen that, hopefully it will get nice and big and juicy. And then lastly is the eyeshadow palette. Oh wow, those colours are so me. Those like burnt orangey toasty tones. That is a beautiful, beautiful palette. Those shimmers look incredible. So it says on the back of the packaging here, squeeze the day with this eyeshadow palette, the perfect combination of warm oranges and universally flattering rust and brown shades that will give you the zest for life. Vitamin Babe features 9 buttery and highly pigmented shades with 4 velvety matte and 5 creamy metallic textures. Yeah, this would absolutely just be like an everyday palette for me with those like warm orangey shades. I absolutely love those tones on blue eyes, and especially at this time of year, the like warm toasty colours are just so beautiful. So I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna dampen this guy, and then we can quickly do the base, and then we can get into all of these new products. How about that? Okay, so this is what the sponge is looking like now. It's definitely grown, it's definitely gotten softer and squidgier, so very excited to see how my makeup's going to apply with this texture on the outside of it. It's almost like peach fuzz. I suppose like that's maybe what they're going for with the shape, except it's more pointy on the bottom than a peach would be, but love it either way. I'm gonna just whiz through the base, but so that you can see how the sponge works, I'm gonna use the W7 Snow Flawless foundation because I just want something quite sort of soft and light coverage. Well, not light coverage, like it's still a foundation, but more natural looking. I do feel like where this sponge has obviously a very large surface area on the bottom of it, it's blended that out so quickly. I don't feel like necessarily the texture of it is sort of changing the appearance of my foundation or anything like that. This is a foundation that I know, it is a foundation that I love, and it's just sort of applying how it always does with the regular sponge, but I do feel like it's probably blending out quicker because it's got such a large area on the bottom. So if I just don't judge how dirty this sponge is, I haven't washed it. That is my normal sponge, the Eco Tools ones. You can see how much bigger the butt is on the Beauty Crop one. So I really like that. It's definitely blended everything out really easily. I am a fan. Would I recommend? Yeah, if you're in the market for a really big makeup sponge, but that also has the point, so like you can get right up into your eyes if you need to, any little nooks and crannies, it's got that point. I'm a big fan. So for concealer, I'm going to use my 17 Second Skin Enhancing Concealer. I'm just going to put a little bit of this around my eyes, and I'll use the same sponge to blend that in. Yes, I feel like all of that is blending really nicely. So I just need a bronzer, and then I'm going to use this cream blush, or is that meant to be a bronzer? Let me swatch these. So that's the cream blush. Okay. And then I just don't really know what this other side is meant to be. That's really weird. Okay, wowzers. That cream blush is incredibly pigmented and I love that colour. I think I'll use that today actually. I'll save those Beauty Bay ones for another day. But what's this meant to be? Like, can you even see that? That powder that I've put there? It's like, is it meant to be a glowy bronzer? Is it meant to be a blush topper? If so, why is it a completely different shade? Is it meant to be a highlight? In which case, why is it not more highlighty? That's a little bit weird, but that cream blush is beautiful. Okay, so I need a bronzer still. I will go in with the one from my project pan, which is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I will use this new brush, the Beauty Crop Powder Brush. Oh, it's very dense. I'm not sure. I mean, I did think I would probably use this for like powder blush. I'm not sure it's the sort of thing that I would use for bronzer because I am so pale. Because you haven't noticed. Because I am so pale, I do like to put quite a bit of bronzer on. So I do generally like something that's a little bit bigger so that I can like really disperse the colour. I mean, this is fine. It's absolutely not doing a bad job at all. It's just quite firm. I don't really know how to show you that without you just taking my word for it. And like I say, I do have another brush from the Beauty Crop, and I have used it and used it and used it and washed it and washed it and washed it, and it's still in absolutely perfect condition. I do think that they are really, really nice brushes. So if you had your eye on some, I recommend. I think that they're really nice brushes. I think I maybe just went in a little bit heavy-handed with that bronzer at first, but that's just me being heavy-handed. I am going to go off and do my brows before I do my blush, because I can't take myself seriously until I've got my brows on, so I'll be right back when I've got some brows on my head. Okay, so that is the brows on, and now we can get into the blush. So I'm going to be using a Real Techniques Expert face brush. This is what I always use for cream bronzer and cream blush products, and I think if I am very careful I wouldn't be able to use a brush any bigger than this to get into that tiny little half of a pan. I wouldn't be able to use a brush any bigger, but that one will absolutely work. It does also have a mirror in it, which is pretty much redundant because you can only see a tiny little bit of your face at each time. But let's see how this blends out. I definitely think I got too much on my brush there. Yeah, I did. Okay, let me get a little bit of toilet roll and dab off all of that pigment and then try and blend this out. It's a beautiful colour, it's lovely and bright. It's very, very pigmented though, so approach with caution. That's blending out really nicely though. It's adding a slight little bit of glow to the cheeks, which I love. That's why I like using these like creamy products, because they're creamy. They do add that sort of very natural level of, not even glow, like I don't even want to say glow, but it's almost just like it's adding in another little layer of hydration and just bringing the skin to life, and I love that colour. That's beautiful. I am a big fan of that blush. I don't know how to use the other half of that. If you have this, please let me know. What do you do with that powder side? I'm like, I don't want to put it over the blush. Firstly, I don't have a brush, like a powder brush, that would be small enough to fit into such a small pan for powder. And I don't want to dull down this colour with something over the top of it. I love how that looks. Big fan. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Beauty Bay eye base across my eyes, and then we can do something with that eyeshadow palette. So I thought I'd better just zoom you in so that you can actually see what I'm doing on the eyes. And I have also just swatched out all of the shades from the eyeshadow palette, and I wasn't expecting, looking at the palette, to be immediately drawn to these brown shades. They look absolutely beautiful, and obviously a dark matte brown is just a staple, like pretty much every eyeshadow palette should have a shade like this, but these shimmers are absolutely incredible. They look so rich and deep. The colours are absolutely beautiful. When I first looked at the palette, I was of course instantly drawn to the oranges. Like, it is mostly like an orangey toned eyeshadow palette, and like I say, that is absolutely fine, but I think I'm going to try and incorporate some of these brown shades as well, because they look beautiful. So I have unpacked all of the eyeshadow palettes from Beauty Bay, and I will just say this is a really well thought out bundle. I will link this specific one down below. Quite often when you get sort of eyeshadow packs like this where they have multiple eyeshadow palettes, and even Beauty Bay do this, they'll throw in one of these that's got like a spoolie on the end and then a liner brush, and that's fine, but like, we all have a spoolie. We don't necessarily need one in an eyeshadow brush set like this. And even on like the end of the eyebrow pencil that I just used, it's got a spoolie on it. So I really like that this hasn't got that, like they haven't put that in to like bulk it up. And I also really appreciate the tiny little brushes that Beauty Bay do. They're so like there's such good quality, and every single brush here is completely different. Like I can see a different way for using every single brush here. I think that this is probably one of my favourite brush sets that I've ever got, because it's got everything. I'm absolutely thrilled that I got this, and it was on a great saving as well. So I am going to start with something small and fluffy like this one, the BB204, and I'm going to dip into the brightest orange shade in the palette, which is called Vitamin C, and I'm just going to start working this through the crease. That is incredibly pigmented. I only dipped into that the tiniest little bit. Okay. How nice is that colour? And that was just blended out with basically no effort at all. So I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to dip into the more dusky orange shade, which is called Apricot. And I'm going to keep that more so on the outer corner and just blend it in with what we've already got. And then again, just using exactly the same brush, I'm going to dip into the dark matte brown, which is called Turmeric? Turmeric, isn't that like this sort of colour? Strange name choice. And I'm going to keep that right on the outer corner, just to darken it up right out there. Obviously, I'm going to be using that liquid liner. That goes without saying, but I just want a little bit of a darker brown out there. And then I'm going to put one of those brown shimmers across the lid because they look insane. I can't wait. I'm just going to go in with that biggest fluffy brush with no product on it, but I just want to really blend like the edge of all of those shades right out so that there's no lines before I go in with that shimmer. So once I've done that, like I can't really blend too much because obviously then the glitter's going to go absolutely everywhere. These colours are beautiful, like they're so bright, and obviously like, if you kept layering them, like I have just done a little like wash basically of each colour, but if you kept layering them up, I bet that you could get those to be really intense, like really, really bright shades, but they're just blending out so easily. I do really like the Beauty Crop formula. I do have a couple of eyeshadow palettes, honestly I can't remember, but this is a really great one. So I'm just going to use my finger and I'm going to go into this middle shade on the bottom row, that shimmer, and I'm going to put that sort of down the centre of the lid, and I might do something a little bit lighter on the inner half. Oh, look at that. It's like a foil. That is so pretty. And then I'm going to take the lightest shimmer on the top row and just pop that right on the inner corner of the lid. Oh, and that one's much more sort of warmer gold. So that just ties everything in really nicely. That's a beautiful colour as well. That would look beautiful just all over the lid. I'm going to just take one of the tiny little brushes from that Beauty Bay set to pick up that lightest shade so that I can get it right into the inner corner and really like pack it on. Yes, that looks better. I do struggle when my nails get a little bit longer. just can't get my my finger right into that inner corner to really pack on the pigment. But these brushes are doing that job for me. And I think I'm done with the eyeshadow there. I am thrilled. Those are my colours. I absolutely love those. So I'm going to go in with the liquid eyeliner now. Wish me luck. I do generally prefer a brush. I don't know why I'm shaking this. Like I can't hear. Sometimes you can hear like a ball bearing inside, can't you? I can't in this one, but I keep shaking it anyway. But yes, generally I prefer ones that are a brush tip or something that's a little bit more flexible. Like this is quite firm, But saying that, that does mean that you can get like a very precise flick because you can use the very tip of the felt tip. So swings and roundabouts, it's all personal preference. I just generally prefer a brush. It's fine. It's not the blackest of black. It's not going over that shimmer eyeshadow incredibly well, but is it usable? Absolutely. Would I recommend it? No. There are other eyeliner pens like this that I think work much better than this one. It's almost like, I don't know what it is about these pens, it's like they're always a little bit dry. I don't know, I just always seem to struggle. Like I can see all of that shimmer through the black of that eyeliner pen. It's not my favourite. Has it worked? Yes. Would I tell you to buy this? No. That is absolutely not my favourite eyeliner pen. There are much better ones on the market. So I need mascara and then we can decide which lip oil we want to use. Oh, and I've got that stick thing as well. But first, mascara. Since we're doing a Beauty Bay video, I'm going to use the High Key mascara, which I absolutely love, is a firm favourite. So I'm going to add a nice voluminous amount of mascara. And I'm very excited about these lip products. Like I say, I have one of the lip oils already. It's like a clear blue one, but it smells incredible. It's so delicious smelling. So I'm excited to see if these ones smell the same. I'm assuming they will. Okay, so that is the eyes done with the mascara on, and I feel like I can tell anyway, and I don't know if you can tell, that the eyeliner looks very much less black than the mascara. Like with the mascara, that's obviously the blackest of black next to it, I feel like that liquid liner just looks a little bit grey. You know my feelings on that liquid liner now. So let me zoom you out and we can do the lips. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the Smoothie Stick Lip Crayon. I do actually have a bit of lip balm on, so I will wipe that off before we start. But this feels so incredibly creamy that I think this is going to work as like a sort of lipstick and liner, hopefully. Okay, so that is actually pretty much the same colour as my lips, which is like what I'm always on the hunt for. I always want a My Lips But Better sort of lip shade that feels so nice and hydrating. It's almost like lip balmy feeling, but really, really great pigment, has covered over my lips really, really nicely, and I absolutely love that colour. I am thrilled. So I'm not actually going to use one of these lip oils today because I already love how that looks, but I will just open this up because I need to know if these smell the same as the other one that I have. So honestly, like if you haven't smelt the lip oil, please do. It's like, well, obviously it's the Wee Cherie range. It smells like cherries. It's delicious. So we've got a clear shade, a like glittery sort of topper shade called Bonbon, and then a really deep red shade called Bisou. So that is what they look like. I also love the packaging with the little like metallic cherries on the top. I will just swatch this darkest red shade. I want to see if this is actually pigmented, like if you could use that as a standalone sort of lip product. Okay, so it's subtle, but there's definitely a decent amount of tint there. And they smell the same. They smell... what do they smell like? They smell like a sweet. And like instantly when I think of cherry, I think of like the Haribo cherries, but it's not like that. It is sweeter. It's such a great scent. Okay, and then this one is clear but with just a little bit of like a glittery reflect to it, that Bonbon shade. And then I'm not going to swatch this one because this one is just clear, but that is the shade Glow. And do they all smell the same? Yeah, they do. I am thrilled. Honestly, I would probably use this clear one as like a lip treatment on a night when I don't have anything on, because otherwise that clear is not going to stay clear for very long at all. So that is everything. That is all of my new, well, not all of the new products, but you saw all of the new products that I got from Beauty Bay and the mystery bundle from the Beauty Crop. So what are my favourite products? Definitely that eyeshadow palette. I absolutely love that. I think that that lippy stick, the Smoothie Crayon, is a firm favourite. Please let me know if you have this little blush duo. Please let me know what I'm meant to do with that other shade, because obviously there's like nothing on this packaging. I don't know what I'm meant to do with it. So there is going to be more videos coming up. I'm going to be testing out these new liquid blushes. I'm going to be I think it's about time we did a skincare routine so I can try that Mitchell toner, because that looks incredible. So let me know what you want to see. Let me know if there's any other new releases that you'd like to see from me. If you are new here, I would love it if you would subscribe down below. I post 3 times a week on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.